Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. We have an app by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through Play Store. Once you have downloaded the application, you will be able to easily log in using your Gmail ID. Once you have logged in, you will be redirected to this page where you will be getting this UI and there will be option for home, all courses, my courses and doubt section. On this application, you will be getting multiple PDFs, multiple content on daily basis that will be enhancing your learning. Our first segment is daily current affairs. We make sure to provide you current affairs on daily basis in both English as well as in Hindi content. The PDFs for the same are uploaded on our application, and apart from this, we also make sure to provide you with quizzes that will help you to revise the content after you have gone through the PDF. Next comes our weekly content. The content is also provided in both English as well as in Hindi, and here we also make sure to provide you quiz also of that past week's current affairs that will be enhancing your learning, as it is a compilation of the important topics, important MCQ questions for the last week. Similar for the monthly, the PDFs are very important. They provide you insights of various topics, as well as we also make sure to provide you the quiz of monthly questions that are very important for learning. Next, we also provide you with important PIB articles on daily basis so that you can go through these articles and have an insight about that particular topic. Not just this, we also make sure to provide you important events that are happening globally and make sure to give you the right analysis. One of the most important segment of our application is that we make sure to provide you with the correct exam analysis. When you are having exam, we make sure to provide you with previous year questions so that the student can go through the exam pattern and the syllabus and can prepare the exam accordingly based on the pattern. After the exam, we also make sure to provide you with the exam analysis. Then for the students who are preparing for state exams, they will be also beneficial here, as we will make sure to provide with state-wise current affairs for them. Apart from this, we also make sure to cover the topic-wise current affairs such as your national affairs, government schemes, international affairs, banking and finance, economy and businesses, as these are the topics from which the examiner definitely asks the question, and these are covered on the monthly basis. So friends, do check our application. It will be a one-stop solution for learning. Apart from this, friends, Careers Cloud is hiring. We are looking for candidates for subject matter experts in quants, reasoning and English, and also we are looking for a content creator for current affairs topic on daily basis, weekly basis and monthly basis. There is also an opening for a person who can translate the English content into Hindi. If you want to apply, you can scan the code here for further details, or you can go to the description and click the link below. These positions are available both in full-time and freelance for serious candidates. Hello everyone. So in this video, we will be discussing important current affairs for 27th of April. The session will be quite interesting, so do pay attention till the end. Let's start. The first news is ADIF and IIT Guwahati TIC. They have recently signed a memorandum of understanding to boost the startup ecosystem there. First of all, remember, this TIC of Guwahati, this is basically your technology incubation center. That means various startups here are there of IIT Guwahati, where they are providing them with various resources, with funding, which are providing them with marketing resources, right? And even how they can grow their startups, all that information and even space is being provided to them. Correct? And this TIC, it is of IIT Guwahati, that is Technology Incubation Center. So ADIF and IIT Guwahati's TIC, they have signed this MOU to boost startup ecosystem. AIDF is your Alliance of Digital India Foundation, and IIT Guwahati's TIC, they signed this MOU to promote entrepreneurship and provide support to technology startups. Take a note of this. This will be a 2-year long MOU. Right? This will strengthen the startup ecosystem by providing various help such as your networking, marketing, right, technology resources to the startups here and entrepreneurs and help them grow. Under this agreement, ADIF, this will provide the alliance membership to TIC's portfolio startup companies, giving them access to various startup toolkits at discounted rates, as well as to services, resources and mentorship opportunities. Take a note of this next question, friends. UNHCR, they have launched which fund to shield refugees and displaced people from climate shocks? So UNHCR, that is your United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, and they have launched this UNHCR Climate Resilience Fund that is aimed at raising how much amount by 2025? Their aim is to raise $100 million by 2025 so that they can help all the refugees and displaced people who are suffering from climate related issues such as your high floods, droughts, because of which they have to displace themselves. Correct? And here UNHCR's Climate Action Fund, here they will be also working towards helping people, communities in countries such as Bangladesh, Chad, Ethiopia, Kenya and Mozambique. Take a note of this. Then apart from this, remember in December 23, loss and damage fund, this was approved. This was worth $260 million and this will be administered by World Bank. Correct? And if we talk about this loss and damage fund, this is an initiative, a global initiative basically to affect and help the affected areas by climate change. Rich nations responsible for emissions will contribute to the countries that are vulnerable and that they are facing the high climate change, because we know that the developed nations, they have also contributed because of this climate change. They have also contributed to the pollution and worsening of the climate change. So they will be funding in this amount so that the countries that are severely affected because of climate change can get some relief. Apart from this, if we talk about Green Climate Fund, remember SIDBI, that is Small Industries and Development Bank of India, SIDBI. Correct? SIDBI secured the approval of this Green Climate Fund. This is the first anchored project, that is your Avana Sustainability Fund. This Green Climate Fund is Avana Sustainability Fund. Correct? This is valued at $120 million. And here GCF will contribute $24.5 million to the Avana Sustainability Fund. Correct? Take a note of this. Then if we talk about Altera, remember in December 23, UAE, it hosted COP28 and they have announced $30 billion commitment to the investment fund called Altera. Right? This Altera fund, this is a privately managed fund and this aims to mobilize $250 billion by raise $250 billion by 2030, and this will be one of the largest kind of fund towards green climate investment. Right? Take a note of this, also important. And then if we talk about Climate Resilience Fund, their aim is to raise $100 million by 2025 for protecting the refugees and displaced communities because of the climate change impact. And this will also support range of activities, right, till the year from 2024 to 2030. Their objectives are basically protection, resilience and adaptation. Correct? Take a note of this. Then if we talk about United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, here who is the High Commissioner here? Filippo Grandi, established in 1950 and headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. Right? Moving on, here you can see UNHCR launched UNHCR Climate Resilience Fund, aim of which is to raise $100 million by 2025. Correct? And here remember, this contribution to the fund will extend to UNHCR's climate action to countries grappling with conflict related displacement, including Bangladesh, Chad, Ethiopia, Kenya and Mozambique. These countries, they will be helped here. Next is India's service export increased by how much percent in UNCTAD's quarter 4 report for 2023. So according to the data released by UNCTAD in their 4th quarterly report for 2023, it stated that India's service export has increased by 11.4%, that is to $345 billion in 2023. Correct? Then if we talk about, here you can see the steel consumption, it increased by, this is steel consumption, it increased by 13.4% to 136 million metric tons in FY24, and this is reflecting a demand for the alloy. Then India's gold import increased by, this is gold imports increased by 38.76% to $44 billion. And if we talk about silver Silver imports decreased by 11.53% to just $4.62 billion. Then if we talk about engineering exports, it made up of 24.01% of India's total goods export. In 2024 January, it was 23.75%, and in 2024 in the month of Feb it was 24.01%. The steel engineering exports, right, this was the total for Feb, that is 24.01%. So if we talk about the service export, it increased by how much? 11.4%. Correct. Then if we talk about China, remember in China the service exports decreased by 10.1% to $381 billion in 2023, but China emerged as the top performer among various countries in terms of service exported, followed by India. Right. Apart from this, remember, if we talk about world service exports increased by 8.9% to $7.9 trillion in 2023. Now next question can be asked is, which is the country that has topped the service export in the world? So it is United States of America. It topped the service export in the world with $999 billion of service exports, followed by United Kingdom and Germany on second and third position respectively. Right? Then if we talk about UNCTAD, where is the headquarter? Geneva, Switzerland. How many member nation? 195. When was it established? 1964 this was established. Apart from this, students, I want you all to follow our official Telegrams channel. Here is the link. Just go to this link and follow our channel. On this Telegram channel, we will be providing you daily updates of our daily current affair videos. Daily shorts will be provided here. Daily's term of the day will be provided here, and this is our official Telegram channel for current affairs. Right? Do follow this. And I repeat, this is our official Telegram link. So if you are following any other link apart from the official one, then remove that, right? And apart from this, we have also a Telegram link for our English content, right? That is also this is our official one for AffairsCloud. So do follow this. Here everything will be provided to you in detail that will be helping you in your preparation. All the updates will be coming to this Telegram link. So all the students are highly requested to go and follow this Telegram link as soon as possible. Let's start again. NABARD. NABARD has partnered with which organization to fast track digital agri lending? So recently NABARD, they have partnered with Reserve Bank of Innovation or Reserve Bank of Innovation Hub, RBIH, right? So NABARD, they partnered with RBI Hub, that is Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. This is a wholly owned subsidiary of RBI only, Reserve Bank of India, right? And this will help them to develop a system that will speed up the process of agriculture loans. Right? I repeat, this partnership with RBIH was with the reason for speeding up the process of agriculture loan to set up a system for the same. Correct? Who is the chairman of NABARD? Saji KV, he is the chairman of NABARD. And who is the CEO of RBI Hub, that is Reserve Bank Innovation Hub? Who is the chief executive officer here? Rajesh Bansal. Rajesh Bansal is the chief executive officer here. In this partnership, digital agriculture loans will be provided. As it will be digitized, so there will be an ensuring of the instant delivery of the credit to the farmers. And here the loan process will be reduced to around just 5 minutes. That was earlier used to take 3 to 4 weeks. Right? And this will be benefiting almost 12 crore farmers here. Right? Then apart from this, if we talk about NRLM, NABARD also signed a memorandum of understanding with NRLM, and it is to support the rural self-help group women groups. Right? To support rural women self-help groups. Then if we talk about AEFC, that is your Agriculture Export Facilitation Center, and this is backed by NABARD, and they have launched web-based agribusiness information system in the state of Rajasthan. Right? In Rajasthan, they have launched a web-based agribusiness information system, and this AEFC, that is your Agriculture Export Facilitation Center, they are backed by NABARD only. Then next is NSFL. And what is NSFL? That is your NAB Samruddhi Finance Limited, correct? And NABARD said its subsidiary, this is a subsidiary of NABARD only, that they have provided $45 million funding for WASH initiative. What is WASH? Water, sanitation and hygiene activities, correct? NSFL, subsidiary of NABARD, they have provided $45 million in funding for this WASH initiative, right? Take a note of this. So coming back, NABARD, they partnered with RBI Hub. The aim here is to develop a digital process that will enhance the agriculture, or that will speed up the process of agriculture loans. Earlier, it used to take 3 to 4 weeks for this process. Now, the turnaround time will be reduced to just 5 minutes. This will be benefiting more than 12 crore farmers here. Then friends, under this agreement, remember NABARD, they will integrate their e-Kisan credit card loan system portal with public tech platform for frictionless credit of RBI Hub, that is PTPFC. So here NABARD, they will integrate EKCC, that is electronic Kisan credit card, with public tech platform for frictionless credit, that is PTPFC of the RBI Hub. This PTPFC, it was developed by RBI Hub and it was launched in 2023, right? And PTPFC has seen the implementation in over 10 states, and by making they are making basically the land records and they are storing it in a digital format, right? And this basically helps to provide seamless flow of credit information for the lenders, right? Because a proper digital record is being maintained here. And this integration, this will help 35 district and state cooperative banks and 43 regional rural banks to give them access to various range of services such as digital state land records, satellite data, KYC of the farmers, credit history, and on the basis of that they can take informed decision and provide loans to those farmers, right? Then if we talk about RBI Hub, who is the chief executive? We just saw Rajesh Bansal. Where is the headquarter of RBI Hub? Bengaluru, Karnataka, and it was established in 2022. Moving on, SBI Cards and Payment Service Limited introduced their first travel-focused credit card, SBI Card Miles, in 3 variants, and the card are available on MasterCard as well as which network. So, first core travel credit card, that is SBI Card Miles, it was launched with 3 variants. These are your SBI Card Miles Elite, SBI Card Miles Prime, and SBI Card Miles, right? So these are the 3 variants of this launched. These cards will be available on MasterCard as mentioned, and which other network? So it will be on RuPay network as well as on MasterCard network, right? Take a note of this. Apart from this, if we talk about, remember Indian Bank, they have launched Indian Bank One co-branded credit card, right? If we talk about Indian Bank, they have launched Indian Bank One co-branded credit card. Apart from this, if we talk about American Express, they have launched a new metal corporate platinum card. New metal corporate platinum card, right? Take a note of this. Then if we further discuss about the variants, these 3 variants, if we talk about this elite variant, this will have a joining an annual fee of 4,999 rupees per taxes. If we talk about Prime and Miles variant, they will cost around 2,999 and 1,499 plus taxes. This will offer benefits such as your credit conversion, enhanced reward time, and so on. If we talk about SBI Cards Elite, here 6 travel credits for every 200 rupees that you spend on travel will be provided, and 2 travel credit cards for every 200 rupees on the spend of other. Similarly, if we talk about Prime, 4 travel credit cards for a spend of 200 rupees, and if it is apart from travel, remember 2 travel credit cards for every 200 rupees on all other spends. Then for normal one, that is your SBI Card Miles, 2 travel credit points for every 200 rupees that you spend on travel, and 1 travel credit points for every normal spend that you do for 200 rupees point. So while you are spending on travel, these cards will be making a or they will be providing you better credit points that you can utilize further for redemption of various services, or you can also buy tickets from those credit points. Then if we talk about SBI Card and Payment Service Limited, who is the managing director and chief executive officer here? Abhijit Chakravarti. It was established in 1998 and the headquarters is in Gurugram, Haryana. Right, in Gurugram, Haryana only the headquarters is there of International Solar Alliance. Moving on, which mutual fund has received SEBI approval to launch India's first Nifty non-cyclical consumers index fund? I repeat, recently, which mutual fund has received SEBI approval to launch India's first Nifty non-cyclical consumers index fund? Which is it? It is your Grow Mutual Fund, right? Grow Mutual Fund, that is an AMC. They have received approval from SEBI, that is Securities and Exchange Board of India, to launch India's inaugural Nifty non-cyclical consumer index fund. This open-ended scheme is set to launch on the first week of May 2024. This will be managed by whom? This will be managed by Abhishek Jain and benchmarked against the Nifty non-cyclical consumer index TRI, that is total return index. It comprises of basically top 30 stocks from sectors that include your service, textile, entertainment, telecommunication, goods and services, etc. Right? Take a note of this. Then if we talk about Tata Mutual Fund, that is your or Tata Asset Management Private Limited, they have launched 6 index funds that offer various new investment opportunities, and the minimum investment opportunities here starts from a minimum of 5,000 rupees during the NFO period, that is your new fund offer period, that runs from 8 April to 22nd of April. Then if we talk about LIC Mutual Fund, they have appointed Ravi Kumar Jha as their MD and CEO. Ravi Kumar Jha has been appointed as the MD and CEO of LIC Mutual Fund. Then if we talk about SBI Mutual Fund, here they have acquired 3% stake in Savita Oil Technologies. In Savita Oil Technologies. Right? Take a note of this. Then in this fund, remember, the fund will primarily invest your money, that is 95 to 100% in equities, and rest 0 to 5% will be allocated to debt money instruments. Here the minimum investment will start from 500 rupees with an additional investment in multiples of 1 rupees. Correct? And SIPs require a minimum investment of 1200 rupees here. SIPs are your systematically investment plan. And if we talk about the redemption and exit load here, the minimum redemption amount will be 500 rupees and exit load here will be 1% applicable for units redeemed within 30 days. And here the risk profile, if we consider it, it is considered very high risk profile. If we talk about Grow Mutual Fund, who is the co-founder and CEO here? Lalit Keshre. Headquarters is in Bengaluru, Karnataka, and it was established in 2017. Right? Next is SEBI. SEBI has approved which organization as a category 1 provider of environmental, social and governance rating? So it is your CRISIL ESG Ratings and Analytics Limited. Right? SEBI has approved CRISIL ESG Ratings and Analytics Limited. This is a wholly owned subsidiary of CRISIL Ratings Limited, and they have been approved as category 1 provider of ESG ratings. Right? Take a note of this. Here SEBI notified the amendment in the SEBI regulations of 1999 to provide or to include the provisions on ESG rating providers, and CRISIL ESG Ratings, it was incorporated in July 2023 to comply with these notifications of ESG ratings. And CRISIL Limited, they have launched this ESG scoring business in 2021 and expanded the coverage from 225 to around 1000 companies across 65 sectors. If we talk about this ESG rating, this ESG rating process includes analysis of more than 500 unique data points across ESG, that is environment, social governance aspects for each company, and it will help the investors to measure and monitor the ESG risk and enable them to identify investment opportunities considering a long-term sustainability of that particular business. Then if we talk about here further of this Brickwood Ratings India Private Limited. So remember, Brickwood Ratings India Private Limited, they got the SEBI's approval to resume their business without any restriction in March 2024. Then ICRA ratings, remember ICRA projects the GDP growth rate to moderate to 6% in the third quarter, correct? And ICRA, this is an independent and professional investment information and credit rating agency. If we talk about India Ratings and Research Private Limited, they have a GDP forecast for India for fiscal year 25 or 24 to 6.7%. Earlier it was 6.2%, but now it is 6.7%. Right? Apart from this, remember in 2023, I mentioned again, SEBI notified the amendments in SEBI 1999 to include the provisions of the ESG ratings providers, that is your ERPs. Take a note of this. Then if we talk about CRISIL Ratings Limited, who is the managing director here? Gurpreet Chatwal. Headquarters is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. I repeat, managing director is Gurpreet Chatwal and headquarters in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Moving on. Next, in April, Hitachi Payment Service Limited launched India's first dash. So Hitachi Payment Service Limited, they have launched India's first upgradable ATM. They have launched India's first upgradable ATM. Take a note of this. Right now, what is this upgradable ATM? These upgradable machines, they feature UPI enabled cash deposit and withdrawal feature. They incorporate UPI, cash deposit and cash withdrawal system, right? You can easily withdraw and deposit cash using these ATM machines, right? And here this CRM, that is, remember, Hitachi Payment Service Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of Hitachi Limited, they launched the first upgradable ATM. This can be converted to a cash recycling machine, that is your CRM, right? As and when a bank needs it, eliminating the need for a separate cash recycling machine. And these cash recycling machines enables the customers to make cash deposits and withdrawals in the same machine. So it was launched by Hitachi Payment Services Limited. Apart from this, if we talk about Aadhaar ATM, remember this Aadhaar ATM was recently launched, and the main aim of this Aadhaar ATM is with the help of Aadhaar you will be able to easily withdraw money using your debit card, correct? And India Post Payment Bank has introduced this Aadhaar ATM. IPPB, that is India Post Payments Bank, introduced this Aadhaar ATM facility. This works on Aadhaar enabled payment system that was introduced by NPCI. Then if we talk about virtual ATM, remember fintech startup Paymart India Private Limited, they have partnered with 5 Indian banks to launch this virtual ATM. Which are those 5 Indian banks? They will be your IDBI Bank, Karur Vasai Bank, Jammu and Kashmir Bank, Indian Bank, Axis Bank, right? And they have partnered them together to launch India's first virtual ATM card that will offer various virtual cardless and hardware-less cash withdrawal services. Then if we talk about white label UPI ATM, this was launched by Hitachi Payment Service Limited, and this is an integrated payment solution provider, that is Hitachi Payment Service Limited. It is an integrated payment solution provider, and they have launched India's first ever UPI ATM, white label UPI ATM, correct? And this was launched in association with NPCI, and the main aim here is to offer and secure cardless cash withdrawals, correct? Moving on. Next is, here you can see Hitachi Payment Service Limited launched India's first upgradable ATM. ATM stands for Automated Teller Machine. Next is NTPC, that is National Thermal Power Corporation. They have signed a memorandum of understanding with RINL for supply of limestone. RINL is your Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, and they signed this MOU for the supply of 9 lakh metric tons of limestones, correct, for the NTPC unit across India for the next 5 years. Right? And limestone, this is used as a raw material for the fuel gas desulfurization system that is being installed at the coal-based thermal plants at NTPC for the reduction of SO2 emissions. SO2 is your sulfur dioxide emissions. This is also a polluting gas. Next, who was elected as the chairman of the 7-member Athletes Commission of Wrestling Federation of India? that is the governing body of wrestling in India. So former wrestler Narsingh Pancham Yadav. Take a note of this. This is important. Former wrestler Narsingh Pancham Yadav, right, was elected as the chairman of the 7-member Athletes Commission of the Wrestling Federation of India, that is the governing body of wrestling in India. Apart from this, if we look at those 7 members, Sahil of Delhi, Samita AS of Kerala, Bharti Baghei of Uttar Pradesh, Khushbu S. Power of Gujarat, Shweta Dubey of West Bengal, and Nikki of Haryana will be the convener of the Athletes Commission. So these are the 6 members, and apart from this, who is the 7th one? Former wrestler Narsingh Pancham Yadav. He has been elected as the chairman of this Wrestling Federation of India's 7 members Athlete Commission, right? And this commission has been selected for a period of 2 years, right? Apart from this, friends, if we talk about some of the background here, in August 23, United World Wrestling, that is the international governing body for wrestling, they suspended the membership due to the lack of election for Wrestling Federation of India. And in Feb 2024, United World Wrestling, they have lifted that suspension of the Wrestling Federation of India and mandated WFI to conduct elections of its athlete commission before 1st of July 24, comprising active or retired athletes of no more than 4 years standing. Correct. Then if we talk about Narsingh Pancham Yadav, he secured gold medal in the men's freestyle 74 kg category at the 2010 Commonwealth Games that were hosted in New Delhi. Then apart from this, he has also won silver medal in the 74 kg category at the 2011 Commonwealth Games Championship held in Melbourne, Australia. He won bronze medal in the same category in the 2014 Asian Games held in South Korea. Then apart from this, he was banned in 2016 for almost 4 years for failing a dope test, and in 2012 he was honored with Arjuna award in wrestling also. Correct. Take a note of this. Apart from this, friends, if we talk about Devendra Jajaria, here Devendra Jajaria has been elected as the president of Paralympic Committee of India. He has been appointed as the president of Paralympic Committee of India. If we talk about Shiny Wilson has been nominated as the member of Athletic Commission of Asian Athletics. He appointed as the member of Athletic Commission of Asian Athletics. If we talk about Bilkis Mir from Jammu and Kashmir became the first woman to represent India as a jury member during the Paris Olympic Games that will be held now in 2024. Right? Moving on. Next is CCI has approved the subscription to CCDs, that is your compulsory convertible debentures of Nepino Auto and Electronics Limited, by which organization? So CCI has approved the CCDs of Nepino Auto and Electronics Limited by the IFC, that is International Financial Corporation, right? Who is the target here? Target is Nepino. Who will be acquiring these CCDs? IFC, right? IFC, this is a member of World Bank Group that was established in 1956, and it helps developing countries achieve sustainable growth by promoting private sector development. And Nepino manufactures this Nepino, that is the target that will be acquired. Nepino, it manufactures electrical and electronic products primarily for 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers and your 4-wheeler vehicles, right? Then apart from this, if we talk about PAMP Technologies, here PAMP will be acquired by PAMP Ventures, right? PAMP Technologies and MMTC PAMP will be acquired by PAMP Ventures. Then if we talk about Thysgroup Tech Industries, the Thysgroup Industries will be acquired by Protos and Paharpur. Then MG Motors India Limited, remember here Indo Edge India Fund, large value fund scheme, they are acquiring shares of MG Motors India Private Limited. Correct. Moving on. Next, here you can see CCI approves the subscription to CCDs of Nepino Auto and Electronics by IFC, that is a member of World Bank Group. Next is in April, China has launched which spacecraft known as Divine Vessel, a broad Long March 2F rocket with 3 astronauts to their space station, that is Tiangong Space Station, from Jinquan Satellite Launch Center in northwestern China. So, question asked here is launched which spacecraft? What is the name of that spacecraft that was launched? So, it was Shenzhou 18. Shenzhou 18. This is the spacecraft also known as Divine Vessel, right? And it was launched using Long March 2F rocket. It was carrying 3 astronauts to their international space station, that is Tiangong Space Station. Then this was launched from Jiquan Satellite Launch Center, that is on the edge of the Gobi Desert in northwestern China, right? Take a note of this. And if we talk about 3 astronauts that it was carrying, it is your mission commander Ye Guangfu 43H, former fighter pilot Li Kong 34H, and Li Guangsu 36. These are the 3 astronauts. They were carried to International Space Station, right? That is they were carried to the Chinese International Space Station, that is Tiangong Space Station. Then, apart from this, remember, if we talk about Tiangong Space Station, this is the space station built by China, right? This is their own space station, and they've launched this space station in order to cater to the International Space Station, right? This this Tiangong Space Station, they carry out their multiple research. They're going on multiple experiments are being going on at this Tiangong Space Station. This is a T-shaped space station, and it is being excluded from the International Space Station in, as remember, China was excluded from the International Space Station in 2011. So they started off building their own space station, right? And this is your Tiangong Space Station. Then if we talk about Qiao 2, right? China launched this signal relay satellite for mission to moon's hidden site. Then Yunhai 3, right? This is a new satellite to monitor atmospheric and space environment. And Jialong 3, this is China's powerful rocket. This is China's powerful rocket that paves way for multiple commercial missions. So all of them are of China. Moving on. Next is, here you can see the crew will utilize the scientific experiment cabinets and extravehicular payloads to carry out more than 90 experiments in the field of basic physics in microgravity, space material science, space medicine, and space technology. And they will also conduct space experiments and tests in cutting edge fields such as aerospace medicine, basic physics, material science, and life science. Next is the United Nations International Delegates Day is annually observed across the globe, on which day to raise awareness about the rules of representatives and delegates of the member states to the United Nations. So when do we observe this day? This day is observed on 25th of April. Correct? And it is to raise awareness about the role of the representatives and delegates of the member states to the UN. This year it was the 5th edition of the International Delegates Day that was observed. First ever edition was observed on 25th of April 2020, and the day marks the anniversary of the first day of the San Francisco Conference, also known as UN Conference on International Organization. Then on 24th of October we observe UN Day. That is on 24th of October we observe UN Day. Take a note of this. On March 25, we observe International Day of Solidarity with Detained and Missing Staff Members. On 10th of March, we observe International Day of Women Judges. Right? Take a note of this. Moving on, if we talk about UN, who is the Secretary General of UN? Antonio Guterres, headquarter USA, New York, USA, and it was established in 1945. Correct? And as we just saw that why do we observe this on 25th of April only? Because it marks the first anniversary, or it marks the anniversary on the first day of San Francisco Conference, also known as UN Conference on International Organization. Correct? Moving on. Here you can see International Delegates Day observed on 25th of April. Next is UN International Chernobyl Disaster Remembrance Day is annually observed across the globe, on which day to commemorate the anniversary of the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Right, there was a nuclear disaster that happened in Chernobyl. Right, there was a nuclear plant that blasted, correct, because of which the surrounding areas was flooded with radiation and the people living there had to be evacuated so that they can live. Now, even now, we can find the traces of radiation in that particular area, and because of the radiation, the DNA of the life form has also been affected. So when do we observe this day? On 26th of April. Right, on 27th we observe your International Day of Commemoration in memory of the victims of the Holocaust. Then on 27th of Jan, we observe International Day of the Commemoration in the memory of the victims of the Holocaust. On 4th April, we observe International Day for Mine Awareness and Assistance in Mine Action. And on 5th April, we observe International Day for Disarmament and Non-Proliferation Awareness. Correct? And this year, 26th of April 2024, it marks the 38th anniversary of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster that took place on 26th of April 1986. Correct, and the first ever International Chernobyl Disaster Remembrance Day was observed on 26th of April 2017. Here you can see International Chernobyl Disaster Remembrance Day on 26th of April. Next is your World Penguin Day, annually observed across the globe, on which day to promote the preservation of these flightless birds and habitats. So World Penguin Day observed across the globe on which day? On 25th of April. Right, and it is to raise awareness about penguin and promote the preservation of these flightless birds and habitats. And remember, according to the Antarctic and Southern Ocean Coalition, 25th of April, it coincides with the annual northern migration of Adélie penguins that are living in the Antarctica, and that is the reason on 25th of April we observe this day. Every year, 20th of January is observed as Penguin Awareness Day across the world. If we talk about Penguin Awareness Day, it is observed on 20th of January, and it is to raise awareness about penguins and their struggles for survival. Right, there are 18 species in the penguin family, of which 11 are listed as in the IUCN's red list. Which is the red list? It is the list that that tells about the threatened species, correct, or that talks about the species that are about to be vanished. Right, they are threatening their survival. So in that red list of IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature, there are 11 species of these penguins that are listed. Then on 3rd of March, we observe UN World Wildlife Day. Right, it was first proposed by Thailand, and anniversary of the adoption on the 1973. Then on 10th of Feb, we observe first ever UN International Day of the Arabian Leopard. Correct. And then if we talk about 17th of Feb, we observe World Pangolin Day. This generally it is observed on the 3rd Saturday of Feb month. Correct. Pangolins, these are the species that eat ants and termites, and using their extraordinarily long and sticky tongue. And there are 8 different types of pangolin species that can be found in Asia and Africa. If we talk about their state, and they are marked critically endangered on the IUCN's red list. Right? So that's all for the day, friends. Now let's move to some one-liner revision. ADIF and IIT Guwahati's TIC, they signed an MOU to boost startup ecosystem. UNHCR launches Climate Resilient Fund to shield the refugees and displaced people from climate shocks. UNCTAD report was released, and India's service export has increased by 11.4% in 2023. NABARD has partnered with Reserve Bank Innovation Hub to fast-track digital agriculture lending. SBI Card launches the first code travel card and SBI Card Miles with 3 different variants. Grow Mutual Fund, they has received the SEBI approval to launch India's first Nifty non-cyclical consumer index fund. CRISIL ESG Rating gets SEBI approval to offer ESG ratings. Hitachi Payment Services have launched India's first upgradable ATM. NTPC signed an MOU with RINL for the supply of limestone. Former wrestler Narsingh Pancham Yadav elected as the chairman of the Wrestling Federation of India's 7-member athletes committee, and this committee will be for 2 years. CCI has approved the subscription to CCDs of Nepino Auto and Electronics by IFC, that is an arm of World Bank. And China, they have launched 3 astronauts to Shanghai, to their Tiangong space station, right? And International Delegates Day observed on 25th of April, International Chernobyl Disaster Remembrance Day on 26th of April, and World Penguin Day on 25th of April was observed. So these are your important current affairs for the day. Do like the video, friends, and comment below and let us know what are your views for the same. Doing this will motivate me to make better content in the future. And remember, for this China they launched this 3-member Shenzhou 18. This is the name of the spacecraft that was launched, and 3 astronauts were launched to the Tiangong space station. Now let's move to some revision part, friends, that will be beneficial for your learning. Next, in which country Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi has recently inaugurated an airstrip and a St. James jetty? So it is in which country? It will be in Mauritius. Right? PM Narendra Modi recently, and PM of Mauritius Pravind Jugnauth has recently inaugurated an airstrip and a St. James jetty in Aglela Island, that is in Mauritius. Take a note. Next, which of the following countries have recently become the members of the World Trade Organization, that is WTO? So which of the following countries have become the members of World Trade Organization? It is Union of Comoros and Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. So right option becomes both 1 and 2. And the signing ceremony for this was held during the WTO's 13th ministerial conference that was hosted by UAE, United Arab Emirates, in Abu Dhabi. Next, according to the 10th edition of the Women Business and Law 2024 report released by World Bank Group in March, India has climbed to the dash place out of 190 countries in the index. So according to the 10th edition of the Women Business Law report released by World Bank Group, India has climbed to 113th position out of 190 countries in this index. Correct? And this is for the first time that WBL, that is Women Business Law, assesses the gap between legal reforms and actual outcomes for women in 190 countries. Next, which of the following organizations along with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have recently pledged nearly 600 million towards eliminating cervical cancer? So it is World Bank and UNICEF, right? They have recently partnered with, along with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they have recently pledged nearly $600 million towards eliminating cervical cancer. Next, which country has recently joined NATO, that is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, as the alliance 32nd member? So this is the 32nd member that has recently joined, and it is Sweden. So Sweden became 32nd member of NATO. Correct? Of NATO. Next, in March, Panama became the dash member of the International Solar Alliance. So Panama became the 97th member to join International Solar Alliance, and Malta became the 119th country, that is a 19th signatory country to join International Solar Alliance. Right? So Panama became 97th member of International Solar Alliance. Take a note of it. If we talk about International Solar Alliance, launched in 2015, it was a initiative between India and France together. Project director is Ajay Mathur. Headquarter is in Gurugram, Haryana. Correct. So right option here becomes option 2, 97th. Next, according to Trends in International Arms Transfer 23 released by Swedish think tank, that is SIPRI, dash country was the world's top arm importer for the period 2019 to 23. So according to them, according to SIPRI, in March, which country was the world's top arm importer? It was our India. Right? Our India was the top arm importer for the period 2019 to 2023. And India's import has increased by 4.7% compared to the period 2014 to 2018. Then if we are talking about the second and the third largest here, second is Saudi Arabia and third is Qatar. Next, if we are talking about the top three largest exporters, right? If we are talking about them, it is USA, France, and Russia. Next, which country has recently signed a protocol for the establishment of the Joint Economic and Trade Committee with India? It is Dominican Republic. Right? Dominican Republic has signed a protocol for the establishment of Joint Economic and Trade Committee with India. Take a note of this. And this protocol is basically to establish a bilateral institution mechanism between both the nations in trade and commerce that will enhance collaboration in various service sectors and foster technological exchange and innovation. Next is your homework section. First, in April, Audrey Azoulay, Director General of UNESCO, appointed how many experts from all regions of the world to develop the first global framework on the ethics of neurotechnology? Second, which spacecraft of NASA has recently sent an update status of its onboard engineering systems for the first time in 5 months? Third, which company has recently rebranded Horlicks as functional nutritional drink by removing the health label? And fourth, the World Health Organization was established in the year dash. And the last question for the day is, how many member countries are there in the United Nations? So these are your 5 homework question, friends, and I need to see maximum participation from all the students watching this video. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. Also, students, you can use code Vikas10 that will give you extra 10% discount on the courses that you will purchase.